Welcome back to this best of 3 in the losers bracket. This is for IEM Toronto until Extreme Masters. It's currently 1-0 in the favor of Polt, but we'll see which of these guys can take it in the end. It's a best of 3, not a best of 5 like you guys saw up on the main stream when it was Major versus Polt. So perhaps a little bit more of a relaxing situation. I don't know. Either way, spawn here on the leftmost side of Catalana is going to be the orange Terran player, Illusion.
And in a 6 o'clock position, more or less, once again, it's a player who's up 1-0 in the series. It's IEM Storm's Polt.
So, I kind of, that last game was a bit funny to watch. Anytime you see cheese or all-ins early, this changes the course of the game goes on, but early on, you really put your life in the other person's hand. Can they hold off what you're doing? You get aggressive and up in their face, and I had related to it before, where you see a lot of Korean Terran players get really, really aggressive too. Kind of what Illusion did. And it's not because it's cheesy and you don't think your opponent can handle it, but it's more like you're hoping that your aggression is enough to carry you through with momentum.
Yeah, I mean, trust in your own control and your build order.
Yeah. I mean, there was, like, that game, like, I'm sure everyone watched it, like, that was so close. Polt was, like, having his buildings beaten back. He almost didn't get that second tank out. Losing the tech lab really sucked, but I don't think a lot of people would have made the decision to drop with a Banshee behind it, but instead focus on what was coming at the ramp, too. So, as much as we're talking about, like, how cool of an idea that was for Illusion, Polt, we gotta respect, he kept a really calm head through that.
Yeah, they don't call him, well...
They don't call him calm head Polt for nothing.
Well, he's one of the best Terrans in the world, right? So anyone can...
Yo, I got this. You know what we should have said?
What?
He's a cooler master.
He's a cool what?
Cooler master? His sponsor, IEM Storm.
Oh, okay.
It's a bad joke. It's a really bad joke.
This game too.
Yeah.
Alright, so he did get lucky in the first scout because Illusion could have spawned on the top. This way the Marine is not even out. Since he did get the first scout, he can see the gas, I guess, which is important. And he saw the factory, so he knows it's not CC first, which I don't really see anyways, or something like that. His own factory is later. Is that significant or no?
Not really, because of the way the build times work, especially with reactors and such. But one thing that I am going to find a little bit curious, and this is where a big difference in that last game came down. Like, we saw the favoritism of the tanks over top the CC. Polt never really got to use his second CC, but it's the fact that he had it that really made all of the difference in the world of what could have been and what would have lost in the priority for what Illusion had to hit. It's not uncommon to have a CC out early as an expansion, but it's more uncommon for total one base aggression. You'll see one base openers, but
in the last game, the first Viking Illusion had did die to the Widow Mine, which is pretty big, right? Because then Polt has his own Viking giving vision to his tanks.
No, I forgot about that, because the other thing too is that Viking snipes off your opponent's medevac, because they're not gonna have the Vikings out just yet either. That Widow Mine from Polt was like, I don't think there was a moment that hinged on changing the game, but it was a really cool move nonetheless.
It weakened the medevac to one hit from his Viking and killed a Viking. The MVP right there.
I like the Raven coming out, by the way. It's so economically savvy, I guess you could say. Because with this scan, first off, it looks like a Banshee's being built. But secondly, the Raven actually lets you play incredibly defensive. Once it's got energy, all of its abilities are really cool. But this will also save you scans. Every time you scan to detect a Banshee, guys, that's basically 270 minerals out the door.
Yeah, and Polt, once again, maybe realizing, I just have to be safe and not lose to some kind of trick. Scans his opponent while Illusion is not saving us, scans to Mule and get out the extra minerals.
Well, this is, I think it's still going to be the one base all-in. Like I said, this looks a lot more similar to the one I tried to describe last game. Once again, the older beastie cutie-ish build, but we'll see what this fourth building ends up being. Oh, it is going to be CC. So this is actually defensive and not for an all-in.
So his CC, this game is faster than Polt's CC.
We'll see how much of a deal that is. Here's the thing about this that makes this so different from most other matchups when it comes to mirror matchups, though. Like, you can have 50 Marines ahead of your opponent, but if you walk into tanks, you're going to have a bad time. And, oh, what's this over here on the left side? Small drop comes in while he's distracted at the front, so the tank's in the wrong spot. An auto turret needs to come down. He's already bleeding on some SCVs. He can't afford to wait for a Seeker, sadly. Oh, he actually has enough energy for one. But
well, at least the Hellions couldn't run in and kill workers at the same time. That's going for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, the depot did that without the tank. It's just sadly he didn't have the scouting to know this was coming. This is why you see a lot of Terran players too. Like, you see what Polt did over here with the depots? Like, you just built random depots. You have vision of your base to see
it's like,
specifically
I don't want to get knighted or dropped.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But as far as the front goes, Hellions are not so good at tearing down buildings. So by going for wall off at the front, Illusion was actually already covered. That tank didn't really need to be there. I guess he just thought things were coming from the front and not a sneaky little drop. That did get a couple worker kills, but not the biggest deal in the world.
Well, the Illusion is still trailing behind in food or supply, so it's a good start for Polt, right? Well, I guess he does have Hellions, which inflates it a bit. So.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna get into though. Like, TVT supply is so weird and fickle. Like, positioning, I think, is more important in this matchup than anything else. Like, you can be down 20, 30 supply, but if you get a good tank blast off and your opponent
20, 30 supply.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you've got 20 Marines that run into 5 siege tanks, good luck, have fun.
Yeah,
those
true.
are gone. I mean,
the power of Terran.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the key for positioning. As well as it's easy to lose a medevac full of units to a Viking, to turrets. I mean, Polt's not going to be... He's no slacker. I don't think we're going to see him make mistakes like that, but it's always a potential thing to worry about. You know, it's like ZVZ. You know, you're Mr. Zerg. You run 20 Zerglings into a Baneling. Well,
that's
so much for the supply lead. Well, no, it should never happen. I agree. But what is this drop Illusion's picking up to go with? This is really interesting. I don't know that I like this move. It's
like
odd.
A Doom drop.
Well, it's not really Doom drop though. It's got 2 tanks. Polt's got 2 tanks. The one thing is
all of Illusion's forces.
Yeah. One thing though is this Raven's gonna auto kill 1 tank, guaranteed. 2 secret missiles are gonna come down. So Polt's only gonna really have 1 tank to fight with rather than 2. And maybe that's what Illusion tries to bully ahead, but as pointed out, Polt's got that vision covered. He's not gonna be caught surprised.
He already knows there's a drop, right? Because there's nothing at home to defend the Hellions.
Yeah. Alright, so takes a pretty good spot here to start. Auto turrets instead of secret missiles, though, is a weird choice.
Auto turrets are pretty beefy.
Yeah, they can take a hit. That's for sure. I thought it was gonna be for sure like an auto kill on the tank though with the secret missiles, but Illusion's got to be careful the way he has Marines. They tend to run into tank fire because they're incredibly retarded units. But this is a good position because as we see, he's actually shelling away at the starport.
The starport's going down, isn't it?
Well, it's burning for now. I don't know if it'll actually die. We'll see. Unsiege just moved forward, but runs into siege tanks, focusing with the Marines. The SCV's trying to repair these tanks, just barely can't keep them up, but Illusion's forces are done at this point. Doesn't get the starport. Loses the Viking.
He had one more hit on the Polt tank to take it down, but his tank exploded just before that.
Well, he had lost the Marines too, and Polt's Marines would have cleaned it up. But what's key, guys? Illusion did have the CC behind him at home. He's mining off of his natural base just like Polt. So, while he trades out a lot of his units, you got to consider Polt also traded out a lot of his.
But Polt does have stim a lot further along, so
that's true.
Yeah, that's significant, isn't it?
It just means Illusion can't get aggressive anymore. You can still defensively fight against stim, but you're right. Like, you don't want to be fighting stim versus non-stim.
And Polt can be the one dropping now.
He should probably go back to dropping. Illusion still doesn't put depots down here, which is going to be kind of a problem for him, actually.
Oh, Illusion going for another Doom drop.
It's weird to see tanks used like this, but I mean, he got some pretty good attack out of that first one. Sieges up immediately, moves into his opponent's tank line, but there's too many Marines here. Polt's going to hold
Polt's
this.
already ready. His tanks are right there, and he started sieging instantly.
This is starting to trade poorly. Like, this is at the point where 2 drops, fine. If he does a 3rd one, that's almost like giving the game away.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel now, because now he's down almost 20 supply, and he lost all the tanks too, without doing too much.
One of the things too that you got to consider as well is tanks are really expensive. As a Terran player, you don't have a lot of gas to play with. Even with 4 geysers taken right now, a lot of that's going to tech. Eventually this will free up, and like 5-6 minutes from now he'll be able to build all the tanks in the world. But if he wants to get medevacs, he has to cut tank production. If he wants to get tanks, he's got to cut medevac production, as we see. Polt is also going out with this. Now this looks more like a Doom drop to me. You know, tanks are cool and all, but this many stim Marines, 24 coming or whatever, this is gonna hurt.
Is he gonna drop on the edge, or is he gonna try to drop on the tanks? Oh, I guess the edge.
He doesn't know where the tanks are, so he's trying to be careful with this. But you know, Polt doesn't have combat shields yet, so tanks will hold this.
He's gonna leave. He has to leave.
I don't know why Illusion's taking the fight. He's trying to bait this back, but that was way too long. Same stuff with medevac, not too bad.
Alright, now he leaves.
Good hold out of Illusion, though. That's something that could have gotten out of control very quickly, because once again, he doesn't have a lot of vision for this stuff coming down. Still no turrets either. You know, sometimes we see Terran players erect like the ring of turrets around the base, kind of like what Polt is kind of ghetto doing. These are more like anti-drop turrets than like a ring of turrets, but we don't see any coming out of Illusion at all.
Illusion did take his third command center, so he's probably going to play defensively now, since Polt is later on his, maybe.
I think this is going to be really tough though, because you're taking Illusion rather is taking Polt to the late game. Polt kind of in most matchups thrives in the macro stage. Not very well defended at the front actually. This is kind of scary.
It reminds me of Bane vs Batman, where Polt is Bane, of course.
Why would Polt be Bane? Batman won in the end.
No, okay, not in the end, in the middle, where Batman's getting beaten up.
Oh, he gets his back broken in the series, is that what we're talking about?
His late game is...
Oh, this tank's too close to the edge. The Marines actually get right on top of it. Illusion, he's down in upgrades. He can't even fight the Marines head on. He doesn't have the medevac count either. The tanks are going to cover for Polt. Oh, Illusion is going to lose so much here at the natural. Polt just sims around, pick up some of the turrets too. Good positioning here out of Polt. This is fantastic, because Illusion actually can't... He's blocked in by his own buildings right now. He can't rush forward. Comes in from behind with a flank though.
Really cool.
That's actually key. Gets on top of the tanks, cleans this up. Medevacs get nothing out alive, but I still think Polt ends up trading this a little more efficiently. The Marine count is weird. There's so many instances where you have like a lot of Marines and it looks like you've got a powerful force, but the positioning is going to be really key on the defense here for Polt. He doesn't have a lot of tanks. Keep this in mind, guys. Like, that was pretty much all of his tanks on the front line. Now Illusion's coming for a big counterattack, and yes, he's going to be attacking into Polt defensively, but what I would like for Illusion to do, honestly, is worry more about this ledge than the natural entrance. And it actually looks like what he might be gearing towards.
He's going to get caught on siege.
Ooh, that's going to hurt. He's still down in upgrades. He can't fight the Marines head on.
No, he can't. Wow, that was terrible for him. 2 tanks for free, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, economically speaking, he can sustain losses. He's taking that 3rd CC on location. He's going to start muling it soon, but I mean, every step of the way, unless he's got more numbers, he's never going to beat Polt in a fight, because Polt's got the upgrades.
Illusion should transfer some workers from his main. Oh, he did. Never mind. Good.
Alright, well, he's got his upgrades. Yeah.
They're so far behind. Wow.
I mean, tank fire is going to help a little bit, but yeah, the upgrades are only, like, he's only just starting level 2. Polt's already on 2-2. Illusion doesn't really have the potential to harass here. I like that he picks up to get out.
He has to get out.
If he can get a siege tank in siege mode, he can actually take this fight, but he's a little bit tentative because he doesn't know if he needs to disengage or not.
This looks like a TVZ because he's rallying nonstop to his
Yeah,
attack.
that is a little bit odd to see. He also had to throw in Hello Barracks just to replace the ones he lost. He never fully saturated that gas again, which really sucks.
It's dropped though. Is he gonna deny some mining on the 3rd?
This is weird siege tank positioning. I don't know if I like this.
Well, Polt siege tanks are pretty well spaced out.
He's out of Marines though. There's no fluff. Like, there's no buffer for the tanks. This is like Hydralisk without roaches.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Now I get it.
Oh, the medevacs.
Medevacs.
Such expensive units you can't afford to throw away. Both players rallying units like crazy to the front lines. The difference is Polt's got a little bit more, and you can't push into these tanks pre-set up like this.
2 sensor towers now, so he's always gonna know where Illusion's army is.
Yeah, actually, that's a really bold sensor tower too. It's so exposed, but it gives him exactly as much information as he needs.
Even Marines on the low ground potentially could have sniped it off, but then Polt's tanks are really nicely positioned.
Marines a little bit late to the dance party here. Illusion's tanks are under fire. Polt's under no fire back on the other side. Illusion gets cleaned up once again.
So
it's so much these upgrades, man. Like, Polt is he's trading better and better each engagement, despite the fact that Illusion, I like Illusion's positioning for some of these, but it's too little and with not enough upgrades.
Yeah, and his units are taking forever to go across the map. They have to walk across, and Polt spawn there, so
yeah,
that helps out Polt a lot too.
I mean, this I've tried to make that. Oops, hang on.
Oh,
this is bad. He's unloading his units. Yeah, this might just be a GG push.
Oh,
GG. Little too much. That snowballed, like, Illusion just. I don't think he took a favor. Like, he never won any of the fights through the whole game. He took some favorable trades here and there, but he never like outright won any of those fights.
Yeah, and he was well, I was gonna say, yeah, okay, they were pretty even on mining mostly, but in the end, Polt just skyrocketed in army value after cleaning the forces at the third.
Yeah. Well, that wraps it up for us guys here.